This is my wrench drawer, and you'll notice there's a lot of wrenches missing because I'm doing a job right now on a bus and I'm using a whole bunch of wrenches over there. Got my stubby wrenches, got these slim wrenches from Olsa Tools. These have been coming in pretty handy lately. All right, today I'm going to give you a quick tour of my 41-inch rolling tool cart. This one's made by Matco. A 6 drawer. This is the main toolbox that I work out of. I roll it from job to job. I move around a lot here in the shop. A lot of the bigger tools and the specialty tools that I don't use every day are in my white snap-on toolbox over there and in my storage container as well. But today I'm just going to briefly show you some of the basic tools that I have in this blue toolbox. So let's get to it. Up here on this magnet I have some 3/8 ratchets, 3/8 extensions, some crowfoot wrenches that I use pretty often, 1 1/8 inch, 1 1/4 inch. Also have a O2 sensor socket and some adapters, 1/2 inch to 3/8. This was one of the main ratchets that I used, snap-on 3/8 flex head. It's pretty worn out. I've been needing to get it rebuilt, but for the past several years, we haven't had a snap-on rep at our shop. So I recently got this Olsa Tools 3/8 flex head ratchet, 90 tooth, which is going to be the main ratchet that I use from now on. Over here on the left are my go-to sockets. They're 3/8 deep, 8 through 19. Got my soapy water right here when I'm searching for air leaks. Got the purple power engine degreaser. Have my favorite assembly grease, lubriplate number 105. Got my pry bars over here on this side. These are made by Olsa Tools. These are some awesome pry bars that I've been using pretty often lately. Got my big pry bar. I call it Big Bertha. This one's made by Matco. Phillips screwdrivers on this side. I started to buy Harbor Freight screwdrivers because I've been losing my screwdrivers very often lately, so I just started to buy the cheaper ones. Thermometer for whenever I work on AC systems. There's a cool specialty air gun. It's called an air comb. It's made by IPA Tools. It has some specialty ports here on the side. I use it to blow out condensers and radiators. 1/4 inch impact swivel sockets. 3/8 shallow sockets. Got some 1/2 inch sockets over here that I use pretty often. I have the 33mm socket right here that we use to take off lug nuts with. Here's a variety of other sockets that I use often. I have some chrome swivel sockets, some 12-point sockets. All right, now let's go to the first drawer. I do have a lot of junk in here also. This drawer is not very organized at all, but I do have a lot of stuff that I use pretty often. Carbide scraper, 3/8 stubby ratchet, some jumper terminals, Teflon tape, silicone, box cutter, fuel disconnect line tool, picks, electrical tape, clamps, scuff pads, chisels, and so on. Now let's go to the next drawer. This is my wrench drawer, and you'll notice there's a lot of wrenches missing because I'm doing a job right now on the bus and I'm using a whole bunch of wrenches over there. Got my stubby wrenches, got these slim wrenches from Olsa Tools. These have been coming in pretty handy lately. I've got some ratchet wrenches, standard wrenches, metric wrenches, crescent wrenches, some of the bigger wrenches here, but I got most of the bigger wrenches on the other toolbox. This is my plier drawer. Here's the water pump pliers made by Olsa Tools. I haven't been using the big one very often, but I do use this mid-size pretty often, and the smaller ones come in very handy. Olsa Tools dikes. Use these a lot. I have a lot of needle nose pliers, snap ring pliers. Now, these are my favorite Olsa Tools tool so far. Ratcheting crimpers, they're really nice. Pliers wrench, a lot better than a crescent wrench. Got my torque sockets, my Allen sockets, swivel sockets, standard Allen sockets, stubby torques, 1/4 inch sockets, specialty sockets over here, the IPR valve socket, and the oil rail plug socket for the Max Force DTs. Oil filter strap wrench. I believe this one's made by Gear Wrench. That's an awesome tool to have here in the truck field. Pull off them big oil filters. Got some multimeters here and some amp meters, torque wrench, drill bits, hammers. This one's a 3-pound dead blow hammer by Olsa Tools. Some butt connectors. IPR valve circuit tester. Homemade test light. Oil filter wrench. Tire gauge / inflator. That's pretty much it for this drawer. Next drawer, I've got some power tools here. 3/8 impact, cordless impact, drill, air ratchets, indexing pry bar. There's a smaller indexing pry bar by Olsa Tools. Power probe, Got these tight reach extension wrenches. These come in very handy. I've used the 1/4 inch and I've also used the 3/8 version. I haven't needed to use the 1/2 inch one yet, but test that one out also. These are extractor wrenches by Olsa Tools. That's pretty much it for that drawer. Last drawer, just some more miscellaneous stuff. Gloves, heat gun, brake cleaner. Got 2 borescopes, test body controller, some electrical components, some hoses. That's pretty much it. Alright, but that's gonna be it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching. Catch you on the next one.